Hello everyone, welcome to this meetup, Flutter Meetup, which is the first virtual meetup powered by DhiWise. And I'm really excited to see everyone because I am really excited when it's on Friday evening, obviously, and we are all tend to think that it's a Friday, like last day of working. Since like afternoon, we all are thinking that I want this day to end and I can enjoy the weekend and you all are here. I'm really happy. So let's say let's get started with the meetup first. So I'll introduce all the speakers. Shubhangi, can you just give the spotlight to Vivek first? So yeah, let me wait for. Yeah, so he's Vivek. He's a dev lead at Tata Digital, and he's really experienced. Like he has 4+ years of experience in block state management and other Flutter technologies as well. And he is really active in the community. I have met him 2 or 3 Flutter events, and it has been amazing. The next speaker that we have is Prashant Dalai, a really good presenter and a really enthusiastic person I have met, and he's really cool at explaining things. So he is today going to cover that how the block state management is better than other uh, state management techniques. So definitely the topic is going to be a hot topic today. And then we have Sunny Prasad. He is from PhonePe, and he is going to explain some of the really critical issues that we face in block state management and also the solutions of them. And I'm also looking forward to know those solutions because this is the main part where all developers get stuck. And yeah, so that's it. And then we will have another session from Shivanshu Srivastav where he will explain uh, how we can improve our software development lifecycle in Flutter and BLoC. So he will give us a short demo video, and then we will go into the breakout rooms. So I would like to call Vivek to present the basics of BLoC. I also want to learn from you. So please go ahead.
Cool. Okay, Shubhangi, can you allow me sharing the screen?
Yes, give me a second.
Yeah, let's start with the story. So I took almost 7 days to learn BLoC, and I can admit that I was not able to learn anything in 7 days. I was totally confused. I was like, why do we need this BLoC? I can do stuff with state, right? So why do we need a state management? And while doing this research, I was also watching a YouTube video that was a live video. And then I came across some lines, and that's when I realized, okay, this is BLoC. So I'm gonna try same lines for you so that you can understand why BLoC, okay, and why state management as well. Okay, because if these two questions are very clear, you can easily learn any other state management, and you can easily understand why do you need a state management. Okay, so let me share the screen. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yep. Okay, so what is the state management? State management is basically these two things. The first thing is maintain different states of the app. Okay. Different states can be, your data object, your variables, your notification, basically objects. Okay, objects and data. So state management helps us to manage that because our application can be very complex, and going with easy routes will not help us in achieving those complex things. And second thing is the share application data across the app. For example, if a user is logged in, right? So then you need this logged in information in every other screen, or maybe you are creating an order. So you need that order information in payment screen and some other screens, right? So for these things, we need state management. We can still go with the traditional thing where we can pass data through, classes in their constructor. But if you go by that way, you can never scale your application. Okay. So this state management also helps you in scaling the application. Now that you know where these things work and what is state management kind of thing. Okay. Let's check what is BLoC. Okay. So in BLoC, you have two important things you can check. One is the state and another is the event. Okay. So what happens is this is your whole application ecosystem. Okay. At one point you have UI where you write all your widgets, all your UI views, basically everything related to UI. And on the other side, you have BLoC. BLoC means business logic component. So basically your business logics or your logics, whatever logic you want in your application should stay at the BLoC side. Let's say that you want some API data, you want to calculate something, or you want to save something in database, or for a case you want to parse some data from deep link or local notification. Okay, whatever. Other than UI, everything should happen towards BLoC side. Okay. Now, look at these two things, event and state. Okay. So Funda says that from UI, you will emit events. Okay. So think of this, these two words. One is the emit. Okay. You're emitting an event. Okay. And then you're absorbing the states. Okay. So here, so once you emit a state, emit a event, so basically your UI is saying that I want to perform this action. Okay. Because UIs are not meant to perform any action. Okay. So this way, your actions and UIs are separated. Okay. Now your UI says, okay, I want to do some action. The BLoC will say, okay, I will help you out with that. But can you tell me which action? Okay. For that, we create multiple classes. Okay. So these classes can be like do login or do refresh or get order data, get user data, kind of things. Okay. So we are saying an action, right? That's why you will say, see, I'm saying, okay, do this thing, bring that thing. Okay. This is an action. So you give an action to BLoC, then BLoC will do its own whatever logic it have. Okay. It might call an API or do whatever it wants. Okay. At the end, BLoC will say, okay, this is the data I have. Okay. And then a BLoC will send that data to UI. Okay. But how it will send that data? It will send via states. Okay. It will notify UI that, okay, UI, now that I have got the app, I got the data. So you can load your UI. Okay. For example, if you're on a home page, you can have a state like load home page data. Okay. If you're on the profile page, you can have load profile page. Okay. So that's a positive way where you got the data. But what if you didn't got data or some error happened? Okay. In that case, BLoC will send error states like error happened or error occurred or show error kind of thing. Okay. So when BLoC is sending states to UI, it is actually sending a state of your app. Okay. It is not just sending a variable. Okay. So this is the BLoC. Okay. You send events from your UI. Then your BLoC is an engine which does few things for you. And in the end, this engine sends some data to the UI. Okay. One more benefit of using BLoC is that BLoC can send multiple states. Okay. Let's say that you are doing an API call, right? So as soon as BLoC gets, okay, I have to do an API call, it will send a state saying loading. Okay. Then after that, it might have some other states, maybe, like loaded or parsing or whatever, right? So it can send multiple states. So using those states, you can update your UI so that user understands, okay, this is happening with your application. Now, best part of BLoC, okay. And best part, because I use BLoC for the same reason, is that you can estimate your application state at any point of time. Okay. So you know that if user click on that button, you will send out an event. Okay. And you also know if that event will go to BLoC, then I will get three kind of states, either loading, either loaded, or either error. Okay. Based on your business logic components. Okay. So at any point of time, you can guess what was state of your application. Okay. And at any point of time, you have to only work with one state. For example, if it is a loading state, you know that you have only one work to show that loader. If it is loaded state, then you know that you have only one work to get that data, pass it to some widget, and then show that widget on the home page that shows, the actual data. And if it is an error, you know that, okay, you got some error, now you have to show an error page. Okay. So at any point of time, you can guess and you can be very sure that I have only one state. Okay. So that is all about the BLoC knowledge or BLoC gyan. Okay. Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah. And I think I've exhausted my time. Yeah, that's nice.
Thank you, Vivek, for the knowledge. If you have any questions, you can note them down right now and you can ask them during the breakout rooms. For now, we would like to invite our next speaker, who is Prashant Dalai. And I think Rakesh already introduced him, but he's also a Flutter developer at Kadamba Softec. And he will talk about using BLoC state management and why you should use it over others. So over to you, Prashant.
So, hello everyone. I hope you all are wake up and not like I'm not pointing out that Vivek's session was boring. I'm just pointing out that you all are wake up because we used to have that, in Corona time. So yeah, just wake up. Good morning, everyone. If in case someone is sleeping. So yeah, let's dive into why to use Flutter BLoC state management, not to other state management. I will not name it because there is like in Flutter, hottest topic we have is which state management to use. I think we all have, if in case we have attended any event, offline event or online event. So the common question is still there. So let's we can't solve it. Okay, so let's figure it out how why to use BLoC. So you can figure it out by yourself, by your need. Okay. So first thing first, what is BLoC? On my point of view. So yeah, BLoC is a kind of river. Let's say example like some river is flowing with the water. Okay, and people are subscribing I want some water from here, right? So you are a subscriber of that flow of water of events which are flowing from that river. Okay, and if in case BLoC is a flowing river, right? So you are subscribers, right? So you can anytime estimate Vivek already said, keep you can estimate. So if in case you can estimate what things are happening in your application, so you can test the application, right? So if in case you are getting the error, if in case you are getting the class names and everything, right? So you can actually test and if in case your product life cycle is getting like 2 months, 2 months estimation, so it won't get delayed, right? So we all developers are stuck in that loop. We our clients is asking when you are submitting your application, but we are having that loop. No, having that 1 month delay, 2 months delay, right? So we can actually not ignore, but we have to have that test life cycle. So on that part, BLoC is best, right? And apart from this, BLoC is best. I have used other estate management as well. So let's name it like GetX. So I was using for it for like a small application. So I was wrong in that point of time. Key GetX will be, like at that point of time, lots of people are what we are using GetX, right? So I was like, yeah, let's deep dive into it, right? So point of time, I stuck because I have started my learning with
Frozen?
BLoC, right? Sorry. So yeah, my voice is audible, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Audible.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So yeah, I was that yeah, yes. So yeah, I have used other state management as well. So in BLoC we have that accessibility, and to be honest, it's it's little lengthy, but you have to understand the concept. If in case you will understand the concept, you will sort it with the BLoC or state management, because you can actually you can't imagine if in case you are launching a product or you are launching your project in Play Store or launching your application on Play Store or App Store, you can't imagine ki, in between 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, how many people will I have? Like if in case like the user estimation, right? So you can actually scale to like I guess just money, I guess best example of it because we have like some 1 million. Vivek, correct me if in case I'm wrong. So yeah, like it's that scalable. And just 1 or 2 weeks ago, I was talking with in a session, Zaruda's uh, yes, code developer. So he was there. So he was sharing they are actually using their own state management, but it's somewhat they were actually pretty happy with the block as well. So yeah, like Zaruda also, if in case some people don't know, so Zaruda is also switched in Flutter recently. And apart from this block and state management, you can actually no, not it's like the state management topic here. And apart from this iOS and application which we are building right now and to be honest, apart from this, you can actually create VROS application and other application recently we have seen Malaysia some Flutter developers created ATMs application actually, right? And just 2 days ago, I guess in Raspberry Pi, they were accessing the Raspberry Pi with the Flutter, with the IO pins, and they were experimenting with the games and everything, right? And for game development, actually, you can use it because the PUBG, like the most scalable game we can say. It's not whole application made up in Flutter, but yeah, we can use it for front end and everything because the game engine still, I can say it's not that much, but yeah, you can play around it and yeah, like hope it will scalable one day. And yeah, that's it. That's it from my side. Thank you.
We are going for Sunny now. He is going to. Can you just make him in the spotlight? Yeah. So he's going to deliver a topic about the major issues that we face on BLoC while developing, and this is going to be the best part for all the BLoC developers because many questions are going to be answered today. So yeah, Sunny, please go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. So BLoC is great. We have, I mean, the package itself is great and the community support is great. But what I have seen personally, and I guess everyone who is using BLoC may have fallen into some very common issues and challenges, and we'll talk about it. So let's take the first one. A very common use case when building apps, you want to build a shop app, and in any shop app you have product detail pages. So the feature of product detail pages is that you have a detail of a product, and it would definitely contain a section of related products or products that you want to bundle together, or you want to show users more products that they may like. And you want users to go and check other products because as consumers, they want to explore. I mean, someone is buying a new phone, they will check out all the 100 options. So if when we are building something like that, the product detail page, and user checks out the first product, and then he goes to the related section and taps on another product and goes to another page, it is again product detail page only as a developer. And user has checked out 7 phones, and all of the 7 phone, all the 7 detail pages are now in the navigation stack, and user wants to go back. So here, if you are using BLoC and you have wrapped the BLoC on a higher level than the product detail page itself, then what will happen is that all the product detail pages will refer to a single object of the product detail BLoC. That means all the detail pages that are there in the navigation stack will have the same information, same data. So even if user goes back, they will see the most recently updated page, the last product. This is very common, and I spent like a week to figure this out in my initial days. So the solution is you want to give each product detail page its own block object, and to do that you can wrap the block near the page itself. You can put it in the inside page, simplest, or you can put it inside your named routes where you declare the routes. You can wrap the block on the page itself. So that is the simplest, and it makes dealing with this situation very easy. Yeah, so this is about product detail bits. Second is how to navigate when you're using this block state management. How do you navigate, and where should you write navigation or reaction stuff, like you want to show a toast, or you want to navigate or open a dialog. So to do this, it is highly recommended that you do not cross boundaries of layers. You keep all the navigation or UI related stuff in the UI layer itself. So to do that, let's take an example. You have a transaction going on. I mean, user is trying to check out, and you are and the user has successfully completed the transaction, and now you want to show user toast or something, snack bar or a dialog, or you want to navigate. To do this, please do not use block builder, because block builder is used to build the widget, rebuild the widget. But here you only want to react to it. I mean, open a page or show a toast. So you can use block listener. Block listener gives you a listener block where you, let's not call it a block, it will give you a listener parameter in which you can write all this, react to all the states. For example, in listener, you can write if the transaction status is successful, then you can navigate to a page. So check out block listener, search for it. Then next challenge. You have a great app. You are like 1 year into development, and your app is in production, and now users are facing problems. Your app is crashing at some point, and you have integrated tools like Sentry or Firebase Crashlytics, but looking at stack trace does not, I mean, it is still hard to find pinpoint the bugs, the line numbers and things, that how this may have happened, what user has done to reach to a point where the crash happened. So here BLoC can help. If you have used BLoC in your Flutter project, what you can do, use something called BLoC Observer. It is given in the package itself. So what BLoC Observer does, it can give you log of all the events that are happening, all the states that are getting raised from the BLoC, from all the BLoC objects that are alive in your app. So this is a central place where you can see what is happening inside your app. So to take advantage of this, you can put all these BLoC Observer logs to Firebase Crashlytics logs. So if you go to Firebase Crashlytics and look at a crash, there is a tab where there are multiple things. One is stack trace, and one tab is logs. And if you do this, then all your events and state changes will be logged there, and you can efficiently see what was happening. I mean, what was user doing, and then he encountered a crash. So this will make it so much more easier to reproduce a bug. that users are facing. So this is very helpful when you want to grow fast and fix bugs faster, because bugs are one of the biggest cost centers in any product development. And the last challenge that everybody will face is, I have changed the state in my block, but the UI is not rebuilding, and I don't know why. Everything looks good, but it is not rebuilding. I can even see in the breakpoint that the state has changed, but UI is not rebuilding. So a very common reason is that the state has changed, but block is not able to see the difference from the previous state and the new state that you have updated. To fix it, a very common way is to introduce immutability in your states and events too. So immutability means any object, immutability and deep copy. You also need deep equality and deep copy, so that you can the block can very easily compare two state objects, the previous and the new one. To do this, a very common package that you can use is freezed. You can create your states and events as freezed classes, and what it does, it gives you equality operator by default, and it compares by value, not by reference. So what happens that if you do not use anything like this, then it will see that your object has not changed, the reference is same, so UI does not get built. But if you use freeze, then as soon as you update a value inside your state, then its hash code will change, and that is an indicator that the object has changed, and the block will rebuild your UI. So this was the last one, and I have links I'll post about some articles and references. I'll post about it in the comment, and yeah, and if you want to ask questions in the you can reach out to me or ask in the breakout session.
Thank you, Sunny. So next up, and that was really helpful. I mean, I also got some points for myself down. So that was really, really helpful. Next up, we have Shivanshu, who's been working on Flutter for almost 3 years, and he's been working with some startups, and he just joined the DhiWise team. So we're really delighted to have him here, and he'll be sharing about how you can, use BLoC and shorten the software life development cycle. So over to you, Shivanshu.
I'll just share my screen. Am I audible?
Yeah.
So, hi, I'm Shivanshu. I'm just working as SG2 at DhiWise. And today, I'll give you a brief introduction of how the DhiWise platform works and how you can use BLoC in it, and what are different features there, and how the code is structured and everything. So, yeah, let's get started. So, basically, we'll start with if you go to DhiWise.com, we'll see the sign-in button, and you can just do the normal sign-in process, and you will land to this screen, which is basically a dashboard kind of screen, where you will see all the applications that you have made. And you can press on new application and just start with creating a new application from template or screen library, etc. So we have a lot of templates that are there, you can check this out, like what templates we have, and you can leverage this. And post that, for this demo, I'll just start with creating a new application from a Figma file. So I'll just press on this, and then I can just name it something like Sneakro. And I can press on the technology, that is Flutter. And one step here is that you have to integrate your Figma account with it, and then you can paste any Figma URL. So I have this Figma designs where you have a dummy app of Nike. So I'll just copy this and paste it here, and press on create new app. So once this is done, you will see all these screens for which you can generate the code. and I'll just select all pages and just continue here. So here's what DhiWise does. Like it starts with background compilation of fetching all the data from Figma files and doing all the process that it requires, and it usually takes 2 minutes or something to just complete this step and jump onto the screen. So I've already completed this step, and this will lead you to a screen like this where all these screens are generated here. So for example, you can see there is a splash label here. So it just means that it will open a splash screen. It has already identified that this page will act as a splash screen. And so this is kind of a place where you can see what all things are there in all these screens. Like for example, in this sign screen, there are 3 navigations, etc. And if I press on it, I'll just get to see what all properties are there in the sign in screen. So so this is a sign-in screen which you have looked at, and this is the place which we call Smart Editor. So whatever changes you want to make here, you can just start doing it. For example, if I want to make some change to this on click of this recovery password text, I'll just go here and press and write on click. And while pressing on click, you'll see different options that are available. For example, navigation, API integration. We have a full-fledged documentation on how the API integration works. So for this example, we can start with like show alert. If I want to show a toast or something, so I'll just give the function a name like show toast, and I'll just choose what kind of thing. If I want to show a toast or snack bar, so just select toast, and I can give a message here like for example, verification email. And so I just make save changes, and you'll see on this button that there is an on click feature here. So you can just press on this bulb and try edit or delete it. Similarly, you can do some kind of navigation also. For example, if I want to add a navigation on hello again, so I'll just go here and type on click, and then you'll see navigation option is also here. So I'll just press on it and give this function a name called navigate to notification. So I'll just press on submit, and this will lead you to this screen where you can select the type of action you want to perform. And from I have selected screen navigation, so I'll just choose what screen I want to go in. So I'll just select the notifications channel and press on save changes. So all these changes are done. When you are done with all these changes, you can navigate to different screens here and start using it. And yeah, so once you are done with making all the changes, you can press on this build app and generate your application. So once you have pressed, you'll see different options are there like blog, get text, provider, without state management. So we'll just go with the block generation. So once we will press on the build with block, you'll see the same process that happens in IDE happens here also. You'll see it will take some time to generate the whole application, build everything right, auto generate the code, and this will produce an output something like this. So you can see all the folder structure like core, localization, presentation, etc. And you can also download the whole application from here. You can use the application token and DhiWise plugin, or just you can basically download the whole source code. So I already have downloaded this whole source code, and this looks something like this. So for example, for all these screens, we have different folders, etc. And in each folder, you will see we have block code also here. So there are different layers, like core layer is there, which basically has all the base functionalities like color constants, etc., which are used all over the app. Then we have localization, and then we have this presentation and routes, themes, etc. So in this presentation layer, you will see different screens which are there in the Figma design. So for example, if I open this edit profile screen, you will see a block has been linked here, right? So the code for block is also generated automatically, and this is the code of block. You have events and states also, which are auto generated. So you can just leverage this code and basically use this as use this boilerplate code also, and also make your changes on top of it. So if there are 2 events, you can add multiple events here, and then use block selector or block provider like we are using here to make to listen to those changes and make your logic work. So this is kind of really powerful platform where you can basically leverage the code generation thing and make your changes. So, and basically it will save a lot of time of yours So, and also, for example, in the example I showed, I added toast and navigation also in this screen. So if you press on recovery password, you'll see the toast appears, password recovery mail sent, and if you press on hello again, you will see the navigation happening. So all these powerful things you can do from DhiWise and basically save your time and be productive. Yeah. That's
Thank
it.
you, Shivanshu, for that. Yeah, I think you can use DhiWise. It's a tool you can convert your Figma designs directly to code, which was like magic to me when I first tried it. So you can try it out. But also, I feel that demo went too fast. And if you really want to spend time to check it out, you can obviously go to our website and do it. And we also have a Discord. I'll just drop the link. I know I emailed it to you, but you can check it out and ask us any questions. We are known for our like quick support. So yeah, we are always there for you.
One question, guys. So I've seen like many people have started working on a server-driven kind of a UI. So that is also they are creating a JSON from their backend and rendering UI on the front end. So any idea like I see like based on the JSON structure they are creating that component on the Flutter side. So so DhiWise is also trying to go using that same approach or any idea how to work on a server-driven UI like with that state management like the event notification.
Okay. So currently, what we are doing at DhiWise is we take your Figma, we convert it into codes. Especially in Flutter, we follow widget thing because that's how it works. And we give you the code, which can be helpful for you to modify as per your needs. We currently are not working on the like server driven thing where you can tweak with the UI from the server and everything. But yeah, you can do it on your own because as I said, we are focusing on to cover the entire lifecycle first, and then we can add all the customization features and all the advanced level things which can be part of your own, let's say, your product thing, which can be part of your custom business logic as well. So yeah, that's what I would recommend to just do it on your own, because currently we are not going to work on it in next some time.
One more question, like I see Flutter Flow is also like targeting a similar approach from that screen to their developing that Flutter company.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
How it is device is different from the Flutter Flow and
Okay. Yeah. So how we are differentiating from other tools is we believe in a pro code thing. Let's say what we are doing is we convert Figma into code, and not just that, we focus on the code quality. So if you have seen the code quality, and if you have tried on your own, um, we have a very vast difference on the code side. Let's say we generate common widgets, let's say, which can be reusable in your code. We follow the naming convention for the code, like from the Figma to your code, we follow the naming convention which are easy for the developer, which is readable. On top of that, we follow the we give the customization, let's say API integration and all the other features. And other thing is you have the ownership of your code entirely. Like we don't follow any a device specified packages or something. Like it is completely free. Like it is completely free for you to tweak with the code and everything. You will never have to be dependent on device after generating the source code. So that's how we empower developers to speed up the life cycle and not just cut them off.
Okay, thanks.
And one more thing is we are using public packages in the code which are available to everyone, so that you can change it anytime. You can replace with your own choices.
Yeah.
We have a question from Sandila as well. I hope your question is answered, Rinkesh.
Yeah, Rakesh. Thanks.
Thank you.
Cool. So when building your product, are you more like feature focused on what customers want, or do you build timelines on what you think would be useful to your customers? Like, do you build on timelines on what you think would be useful to your customers?
Sorry, I was not able to.
If we have a timeline for our product.
Oh, so I was asking like how you build your product. Is it based on what customers want, are using more like on your app, or you sort of have a timeline of something you think customers will enjoy in the long run or will want in the long run?
So yeah, definitely we do consider customer feedback. I think BLoC was one of the features that people have been asking for us to really long to include it in the app. So we included that. Last month we launched TypeScript, which was also asked by a lot of. Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone who took out time to be with us here on a Friday night. All the speakers, Vivek, Prashant, Sunny, Shivanshu, and the moderators, Rakesh, Snehal. And I will thank myself as well.
And Shubhangi as well.